my life. So that's a priority I got to keep between me and God. So my question for you today is this. Where is God inviting you to overflow today? A lot of us, right? I feel like a lot of you are still in your teens. Maybe there's some that are younger here that are still in high school, college, and you say, "Oh, but Rebecca, I can't go out. I can't go out in the back home in the States or go on a mission trip somewhere. It just doesn't work out that way. Like my schedule doesn't let me, or I don't have enough money for it." Whatever the case may be. Well, God isn't calling us into same things, right? Maybe God is calling you to overflow in your siblings' lives, maybe in the lives of your family, and maybe that's where you need to start today, or maybe in the church. I read this devotional one time where this one pastor, she studied and she spent so much time, and when she finished studying, she thought of like working with a mega church and being so active and having like hundreds of youth to work with. And guess where she ended up working? In a basement with like 10 kids. And at first she got knocked down because she said, "This isn't my dream. I wanted to do something big. I wanted to be there for, like more than 100 kids and be able to provide." But God took her to a point where she realized it didn't matter where. It didn't matter what exactly it was, but the calling for her at that moment was to minister to those 10 kids in the basement. And why? Because from those 10 kids will be another 10 kids. And another 10. So it's this looping circle that God is calling you. So I want you to all think today, where am I being asked to overflow today by God? Is it maybe it's in your personal life right now. Maybe you don't have that steady connection with Christ like you did before, or maybe you've never had it and you want to try starting it there. Absolutely, go for it. Or maybe you're being called to overflow in your neighborhoods, maybe just picking up trash. So simple, guys. There's so many ways that God places callings in our life, and I want you to think of it because there is one. You can't say, "Oh, I'm nothing special. I'm not being called today." That's not true. He has placed a calling in each of you. Maybe it's through music. Maybe it's worship in church. Maybe it's in school. Maybe at work. Maybe with the person you're sitting next to right now. And maybe by asking forgiveness from people. There are so many ways that we can be. I want to share with you a text as I close off my talk today. This is one of my favorite texts to share with, and I think many of you will be familiar with it. It's in Romans. In Romans 12, in verse 2, Romans 12, verse 2, it says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." It says, do not conform. What does conforming look like? Yeah, it's like things coming together, right? And we can read in the New Testament multiple times as well that God calls us out of this world. We're not being called to be so different that people look at us, "Oh, Christians are so weird. I don't even want to go near them." That's not the purpose. The purpose is to be yourselves with Christ, but have that lovingness and that open flow. So lastly, I want to talk about this term called rheotaxis. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. Maybe not. I came across it recently, actually, when I got asked to speak with New York Church in Syracuse. And the term is used to describe when fish swim against the current. I think a lot of us, when we imagine like fish swimming, it's with the current and it's with the rest of the fish. A lot of them do that, but there are times in their migration system, certain fish species will swim against the current. So they have to go up against the river to find food and to find an area where they will survive. And now that's so interesting to me because I think that's where we are as Christians right now. We are being invited to overflow. We're being invited to be different in a way that if everybody else is saying, "You know what, this is what the rest of the crowd is doing. Come on, boom, let's do this. You don't have to be in church today. It doesn't really matter. That's not going to save you. It doesn't bring salvation to you." Guess what you say? "No, I'm going to rheotaxis today. I'm going to go against the current because that's what I'm being called to do." So I hope you keep that text in mind. And I just want you to think today, where is God asking you to overflow? Where can I overflow? And maybe you don't know the answer to that. Where do we start? By getting down on your knees tonight or today and say, "God," or just go to your car somewhere, you can be with God and say, "God, I want to overflow. I just don't know where to start, and I want you to show that to me." So I hope you've been able to see some of our stories. And lastly, I think there's the last page that I put of Project Chin Hills. This is our website of our current project that Pastor Vaughn and I are a part of, projectchinhills.org. There's subscription levels if you want to help. We also call it a cup of hope. So $5 a month can help a family do so much. And that's kind of our slogan. We're also doing ongoing projects. There is a camp that I went to last year that we are continuing to support every month as well. So we're doing a lot of projects. This isn't like a donation thing where I'm asking you to donate, but we're just letting you know. And if you want to be a part of it, we more than welcome anyone to be part of it. We're looking for young people that have the hearts to help, and we have ministry going along with this. Our message is not only to help people, but for them to be able to see God's love through that. So we have Instagram, we have Facebook. We don't have Twitter or Threads, but we have Instagram, Facebook, and our website is up as well. So when you guys get a chance, please check it out. I think Stefan and I will be here for maybe 10 minutes. We'll do a cute... Take a break and do this? Okay. We'll take a break really quick. There is a number that I'm going to put up on the screen. So you guys can text it through any questions that you have. It'll be anonymous. It won't say this message is coming in from Boom. It won't say that. It'll be straight up. So any questions you want to ask us about our experience, about our trips, or anything in general in our growth as Christians, you can ask us through. Break first? Okay.
5 minutes, and they can text around that.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick 5 minutes break, and you guys can text the number through during your break time as well, and we'll be here to answer.
Thank you, guys.
Five-minute break, and please come back here for announcements. So just use the bathroom. Don't go too far.